Welcome back, episode 2 of Outside the Wire, a SEAL Team Rewatch podcast.
With Jazz and Julie, your hosts.
Yes, we hope that you had a chance to get on YouTube and go catch episode 1, us talking about it. And if not, well, this is your opportunity to go and catch up and also listen to us talk about episode 2 called Other Lives. I think so far we've gotten some good feedback from people that they like this, at least a few of the people that I've talked to. So I guess we're going to keep continuing on with it.
Hey, it's a party. Of course, we're
I
going to
know
continue on. The
it's
SEAL Team
really,
party never
I
dies.
think I'm still trying to adjust to the fact that like there's no new SEAL team news. Like I keep like looking for SEAL team news and it's like, Jazz, it's over. Time to move on. David
I,
hasn't announced another project. Nobody's really announced another project yet either.
I
So
kind of like that we know the end, so we're going back to the beginning with seeing it through that lens. So I'm
that's
excited about
true.
that.
It is always fun. I think on like if you get attached to a series, I think it's always fun to kind of go back to the very beginning and just be like,
Hmm.
and then you connect the dots of like, okay, we
Yeah,
started here, got here, and then maybe you even find like more little Easter eggs that you kind of wonder in
yeah.
the back of your like I think you were mentioning it last time, did the writers mean to like, do this? And then they brought it back up at the end.
Or
So
maybe they're watching the first season while they're writing the last season and
that would
just
be
made it for the
interesting.
fans.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how TV show writers do it. I mean, to me, I just feel like I know you're a writer, but I mean, in my mind, I'm like, I can think of a million things going through my mind and how you decide this is the pathway we're going to go.
Well, I wonder if TV writers do the same thing because I have a long running series that I've written, the Griffin Force series. And so I have a Bible for my series. So I know all of my characters, their likes, their dislikes, their everything. So that if I need it in book 8 to go back to book 1 and be like, oh, yeah, that guy was this, do TV writers have that for a TV show for season 1? Do they have
I
their
I've got
characters
to
written down?
I feel like they do. I just feel like from some of the behind the scenes stuff of like crew members or if we got pictures of like, actors in the office areas and stuff, you could always find boards of stuff. And so like you've got to think that like they've got storyboards with like,
Yeah.
different ideas like, oh, let's table that. Maybe we'll come back to it. So I still think like it's crazy to me how much you have to kind of consider.
Well, I'm excited for this episode.
Yes. So, a little overview of this episode. I think this is kind of the first time we really see for an episode 2, like the kind of a side of war and like humanity, the touch of humanity and what the cost of war can do to it. So,
Spoiler
because,
alert.
yeah, I'm not going to tell you how, but, I think it's really interesting that they dove. I mean, this show really, I think, just dove into so much. They weren't afraid to be like, we really need to, like, I mean, there's no like gracefully coming in it. It's like they're like, here you go, it's in your face, have fun. So,
I don't know if
without,
they're saying have fun. They just wanted you to think about
yeah.
it. They wanted us to think about it as a
Okay.
national
sometimes
conscience.
sometimes we had fun, but yeah, you're right. I guess most of the time we are just like, what? Anyways, without further ado, it is SEAL Team Season 1, Episode 2, Other Lives.
Press play now.
Here we go.
The previouslys.
It's always interesting sometimes to watch previously because then there'll be something that you haven't seen in a while, and you're like, as the seasons go on, you're like,
Oh, Forrest
oh,
Julie, my favorite character.
yeah,
Just kidding.
it's okay. We all know Julie is our favorite.
Hmm.
I genuinely kind of always wondered from the beginning if these two would like miraculously make it, despite my Jandy love. Lisa Sass never gets
I
old.
know, right? Never gets old.
All
And
right.
here we go.
I loved early in the seasons
Is this
these
Syria?
beginnings.
Yes. Did that say Syria? Sorry, I couldn't quite see.
I don't know.
Hmm.
Maybe. I guess we'll find out in the briefing.
Well, my last book I wrote was set in Syria, and this is just so great how they bring out the setting so you believe you're there.
I think they've probably like filmed in every hills area of California.
Yeah, but they make it so realistic.
Well, that's gruesome. A dead cow. It's not a
Yeah,
cow.
and it wasn't like normal dead; it was like gruesome, weird dead.
We got Alana and Jason,
Working with the wife.
and Nate's wife is ready to just leave. It's
I don't
really interesting.
know. If your husband dies, would you want to get rid of everything for a fresh start? Wouldn't you want something for your kid to remember him by?
I don't. Yeah, that's a good point. You know what's kind of interesting if we think about season 7 and later on another particular death and how that widow reacts by also leaving.
True. Hmm.
The lines of Alana and Jason.
Yes. They have such good chemistry. They truly, truly do.
Oh yeah, that was never our problem. Look, that was never our problem.
I love that she goes toe to toe with him. She's not afraid
I think
to say her
between
mind.
between Alana, Lisa, and Mandy, like
Strong women.
she's cho- she's talking about Jason checking out.
No, our problem is you're not here even when you are here.
And that was really the sore spot in their marriage all the way through. But what can he really tell her? I mean, a lot of this stuff is classified for real, but the emotional stuff, it's a lot of baggage.
Oh, I love this stare off Jason does, and then like they very very nicely like you see the party from another time.
Yeah.
So Nate and Jason are talking here, and Alana and Jason already are having issues.
Yeah.
God, Dave looks really good. I'm just saying.
Well, that's kind of a given, really. But we're getting to know Nate a little bit too. Invites him to move in.
Kind of curious now when this party took place to when he dies.
Yeah.
Just transitions, man. I'm never gonna get
I
over how they
know.
did it here.
I love the symbolism that his work family is changing without Nate in it, and his home family is changing also without Nate in it, but with Alana being separated. Lots of symbolism with changing families.
So now it's a complete different picture, and we're back to Clay and his training.
The
He looks like
green
he's
team.
looks like he's doing well, you know. Oh, Brian.
I know, poor Brian.
I really did like Brian. I think I might have liked Brian over Clay in the beginning, but
He balanced Clay a lot, and Clay needed that.
I feel like I'm tired just watching these
I know, right?
these
Oh
guys
my
go through
word.
these courses.
That
Outs-
is,
outside of orchestral, these guys, once in a while put in like, other music tracks. I'm a huge music fanatic, so to me, like the music is on point.
oh,
Of
it just adds so much.
Clay shaking his head over Brian helping his
Yeah,
team guys.
it's all about him.
Oh,
Naima,
little RJ.
baby.
This is so sweet to
Oh,
watch.
I love how they're building their family.
I love how we're 3 scenes in and like the contrast, or 4 scenes in, we went from being in another country to
Yeah,
Alana and Jason to doing SEAL courses to now a pregnancy check
yes.
in.
And it's really balancing the family and the work life, really. Unpredictable. Understatement.
Logistical support. That's one
Yeah,
way of putting it.
that's he does support logistically, kind of.
And of course, the phone buzzes right here in this moment.
I love them together as a couple. They're just so
They're so
real.
solid.
Mandy.
It is Syria. Jason pointing out the obvious.
Yeah. And she lets him. It's all good. Dr. Death.
Death.
I love Dr. Death.
Oh no, Dr. Death.
Hi again, everybody.
I think he's one of my favorite little like people to like come on and consult.
Yeah.
Definitive proof. Physical evidence. Samples. I just love, again, the cast just gels. Like,
Yeah, the little looks, the little details.
and they did a great job, I think, like camera wise,
Oh,
capturing
yeah.
these moments.
Yes.
We'll be monitoring the Syrian troop movements as best we can, meaning
Yeah.
no Overwatch, you guys.
That's the code for no Overwatch.
Syrian or VX?
She is so smart, so prepared.
I would love to know how she became like the way that she did.
Yeah, especially with her background with her mother. I wonder if it was hard for Jessica Paré to learn all of those technical terms and be able to spit them out.
Did you just say, like, what did he just say? I think he says you always take us somewhere nice, Jason. Yeah. Nothing like going and possibly, dying of sarin poison.
Right. Who says you never take us anywhere nice?
Love the planning.
I know. Spitballing.
Hey ho. People ask a question, someone's got an answer. We got Russia involved.
I love how
DOD ain't
Sunny.
got balls.
Yeah.
He's just some of the best comedic relief on this
I
show.
know. Whoever wrote his lines was genius. And him, Dr. Death.
It's not my idea. I assure you that Dr. Death does not want to go. I've heard stories. I've heard stories that like these guys, they didn't take a lot of takes per se to get their scenes down. And if that's true, it shows.
Yeah.
Again, it's so jarring to go from
Yes.
cool op to, okay, these are the recruits.
I know, right? Do you ever fast forward these? Is that bad?
Yeah. This whole bottom 5 thing was very interesting to me.
It's literally years of training to get to be a tier 1 operator for sure.
Do you have to have some like experience already to get onto SEALs, or you can go straight to like buds and try straight from there, right? Like you don't have to have already been enrolled in the military, I don't think.
I assume you would have to be enrolled in the military.
Technically in season 7, spoiler alert, Brad was already over there.
Well, he was doing buds though, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, maybe. So Jason again is legendary.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really interesting now looking back, the whole theme of like the old OG people to the new like what do you call it? Generation of SEALs coming in. Because I think in the later seasons there's a lot of that about like you guys are old dogs and like things are changing and
Yeah. Holding the ice chips.
Jason wasn't there for his kid's birth. Isn't it?
I love that Jason wants him to be there for it.
I think it's really interesting what's going to happen later on. That
poor Clay. I didn't even say hi to him.
Is Sonny really the one that should be showing Dr. Death how to jump from an airplane?
Dr. Death does not look thrilled.
He's already on that oxygen mask. It's okay. Sonny's got you, Dr. Death.
We'll both be unconscious when we burn in. It's all good.
Really reassuring, Sonny.
He's got his oxygen. This was a nice shot
cool,
there.
Yeah, this was a cool sequence to watch, the whole first jump and what they have to do, the pre-oxygen and I mean, there's so much. I mean,
so like much equipment.
You jump out of a plane with like 100 pounds on you. That's crazy. Yeah. Here I am just trying to balance myself on the regular ground. Oh, I love little Dita. Serby.
I love that they have a cool mouth thing for her.
Such a cool mask.
The music, as always, ramping up the energy.
Up for watching them all do their checks of they can go. You okay, Doc?
Not really, Sonny.
And we are.
There we go. That was such a cool
Everybody
shot.
Jump. I don't know how they did these shots. I'm sure. I know there's like those machine looking things.
Yeah.
However they did a great job. And I don't know if they go back and do some real time stuff with like professionals, but
doesn't that look like it's night vision as well with the green hue?
Mm-hmm. Again, they used to do a lot of that, I think, in the early seasons. And now we're in a bar.
Go back to the jump.
So Clay is talking to Brian about how he doesn't have to like carry the guys. Love Clay's confidence, but
it's not all for himself. Yes.
I think in the beginning I really wasn't sure between Well, I guess Max's face was probably like on all the posters and, as a main character at that time, but I also wondered like if Brian was going to have a bigger role. Give a brother a chance. Brian deserves a little loving.
Yeah. Stella.
Oh. Another woman that has no issue going up against tough seals.
Hmm.
Guys and their significant others here love to challenge each other. That's a theme.
He just looks so young with his hair like that and, little boy face kind of.
Despite, he's like, we are seals and like we've seen combat, like he still looks very young and very naive to what, maybe the world is out there.
Yeah. He is smart in some areas, though.
These two are giving and taking it. This is a very long scene.
I'll say.
I don't know if
It's not that I don't love Clay, but I want to get back to the action, man.
Right. We just jumped out of an airplane. Get us back to that.
Yes.
I don't know
Arguing with somebody about
being,
feminism.
I don't know if I remember the scene being as long as it is. Oh, he did know another line. Okay, we are back. In Syria. Just breathe, Dr. Death.
He's checking on his team like he always does.
I love how he just, it's not even one of his normal guys, but he's checking in on Dr. Death to just be like, hey, you're going to be okay, as much as they're ribbing him.
Yeah.
So are we still called Talk here?
I think so.
Our OG Talk of Blackburn, Lisa, and
Mandy.
I
love them.
They kicked butt.
The rubble of Syria.
It's so interesting about like Syria and these areas. You just think about it's always constant war and like they're just caught in the middle of, well, kind of nonsense, but
all these power moves from different countries.
Right. I don't know if this is a set they build or if it's something, maybe on the Hollywood sets group, but I mean,
look how precision they're going in as a team, though.
Right. I mean, like you think about, I'm like watching, and they're covering all their angles, but like at the same time, I'm still like, but you can't cover everything, right? I mean, if someone's up above you, someone's above you, but you just gotta keep going and be like.
They always do the gun perspective at least once.
I mean, in general, they do such great. I mean, there's so many different perspectives they try to give you. Night vision, not night vision, helmet view, last time we were talking about like even watching their steps.
They're going in.
All right, people, we're entering the building. Everything is going to go smoothly.
Yeah. Overwatch is going to be great.
I love the night to night mode to back to normal mode, like red laser, green laser.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like some sort of mental capacity to be on alert and clear and have each other's backs. It's like,
But they're such a finely oiled machine, you know. They've done this a million times, I bet.
and I mean, these guys aren't even technically professionals, so these are actors acting it out.
I'm just wondering how much. I mean, like you said, if they did it in one take, then that just really speaks to how they gelled as
I
castmates.
mean, from what I remember, I mean, the way maybe in the earlier days on CBS, but I know like later on in the series, it was talked about like how it took them, I feel like, a fraction of time to do an episode compared to most
Uh,
other shows I know of. And I
yeah,
don't know if like they just planned it better or what, or they put in more hours so that, maybe people can have more weekends.
oh yeah, just Ray out.
So Jason goes and takes the forefront here of entering first, which is not something you normally let Bravo 1 do.
Nope, Ray's not gonna be happy.
I think this is one of the things that really stuck with me later on in the series when there's some things about like Jason's character and whether he cares about his guys,
Yeah.
downrange, where I
Hmm.
was like, I completely disagreed with it because this moment right here, he put himself before his guy to make sure that guy gets home to his kids.
I can't really talk about that episode without ranting,
Yeah.
so
I think I'm the same way. So,
so out of character. Jason always cared from the very beginning.
yeah.
The doc is up.
Swap the what?
Apparatus.
I mean, they have little masks on to not breathe it in, but
Yeah. Not good news.
so Ray
Ray.
questioning Jason. Uh-oh, what's coming? So it looks like we've got some enemy movement happening, of course. We'll be long
Oh
gone by then.
god. It's all
Jason,
good.
why did you say that?
Jinxed himself. Jinx.
It's like saying the Q word.
Yep.
Oh, this is just.
Hmm.
You're finding bodies and of people who came into probably either knowingly or they didn't know because it's an abandoned building. It's contaminated. Oh, and there's
Well,
people
wasn't it
still
an
alive.
abandoned hospital? Maybe they were there for
Right,
care, possibly.
right. Or they were somehow, lured there for whatever else is going on. But this is just like so devastating now. You find like people barely holding on.
Still alive.
Oh, the little
Children.
boy.
Hmm. Reaching out.
I love the connection they do between this little boy and Jason.
Hmm. As always, David Boreanaz and his facial expressions are so on point.
I mean, like he's playing a SEAL who's also a father, but he too is like a father. And I feel like you
Yeah.
probably tap into some of that emotion of like, there's some really fun little like behind the scene pictures of David and the little boy. And I mean, props to the kid too. He did a great job acting.
Hmm. So they rounded him up to work there?
And I mean, like these people have no idea what is happening.
Hmm.
Jason giving away his dose.
Yes. In case he gets exposed, he's not going to have anything.
So the mission is to get samples. But now Jason and the team coming across these people again, is the mission about to change? And we get a moment of Ray questioning if we're on the right side of all this.
Jason's not going to debate that. We are the good guys.
And he says it with such conviction.
Blackburn trying to get more mission resources.
And Mandy knows what's going on.
Not good news.
The amount of emotion, everybody wants to get those people out.
Lisa and Mandy, I love their friendship.
This friendship is like, it's so fun. I think it's really interesting to see the contrast. Like Mandy has feelings about the situation, but she's also much more businesslike, which is very Jason-like, I think. And
Yeah.
Lisa's showing her emotions more over the situation.
Yeah.
We got a Shays conversation. I love that Sonny Sonny tells the truth, but there's so much respect between these two. Sonny playing devil's advocate kind of here.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how to save their lives and the people.
There is something about the Jason and Sonny bond that I don't know. I loved. That's my favorite romance of the show. There's something about like this conversation. You could get into an argument about it, but it's like done so peacefully. Sonny says his piece, Jason says his piece, and at the end of the day, Sonny's like, "But I'm here. Whatever your call is, I got your six." Not a whole lot of honor left in that. I love the theme of honor and Jason.
Yeah. The big news.
I like that Lisa knows. Like, she's like, go to Channel 3. I got news about Ray back home with Naima and the baby. There's issues.
And she was told not to tell.
I like that she knows she needs to tell Jason at least.
Yeah. Yep, give him the data.
Again, Lisa and Jason
Trust.
have a trust, and a bond. I like how he comes in. He's like, "You did the right thing." Right after we just had the end of like Lisa and Jason's conversation.
Tell him.
Just say it.
Do you want me to get home for those ice chips?
So the call is to leave the people, get our samples, and leave. Oh. Jason's mind's running.
Troops in contact. Not yet.
Do we have troops in contact, Jason? Not yet.
But they're coming.
There's that haze look we know so well.
Not yet.
Just picking their way through the people.
Oh.
Can you imagine just leaving them? I mean, I can see why Jason's so torn.
I mean, you gotta believe in like real life. I mean, they really do just leave. I mean, they try, but maybe they also fail. I mean, we do have some moments later on in the series where they can't get everybody out and it's a call they have to make, but
well, that's what Sunny's conversation with Jason was all about. Like, what are they going to do? Where are they going to end up? In a refugee camp somewhere? Europe, if they're lucky. It's a rough road for them, no matter what happens.
Right.
That little boy spoke to his heart.
This scene of Jason just bluntly saying what the situation is. And, he's like, you want to stay? Stay. You want to go? Go. Like, there's no, like...
no judgment.
Yeah, that's the word. He's telling these guys if they don't respond to our tick,
they'll be overrun.
We're done.
Yeah.
We didn't think we became frogmen because we all didn't secretly want to be Batman. They have a lot of Sunny and Jason have a lot of Batman, like superhero stuff. They refer to each other now that I think about it. Dr. Death. He's gonna stay. What a speech by him.
I know,
Dr.
right?
Death.
Their faces would haunt him.
I think that says a lot again, that like this guy who's not even a teams guy, and the respect and level, he's like, I'm going to stay with you.
Jason inspires people.
Jason, I was 50-50 on if people were going to be with us.
And the dog. That smile, though.
Okay, listen, Jason, you give me that smile, I'm staying.
I was 50-50 on the dog, to be quite honest with you.
Bravo 1.
How many enemy are coming in?
Too
many. Oh, he's carrying the little boy. So I'm assuming, like, this stuff must not... I thought, like, you could get it if you have contact, and clearly they're having a lot of close contact with these people.
Well, I think they're decontaminated. That's what they've been doing all this time.
Oh, okay.
Decontaminating the people.
Sunny, our gunslinger guy.
I love his accent. I mean, in real life, I know he doesn't have one, but he does that so well.
I never realized AJ wasn't really a Southerner accent person until I listened to an interview. I'm like, this guy doesn't have an accent. And he did such a good job with that. I mean...
Wasn't he born in Canada?
Was it Canada? I know he has a lot of love for Ireland, too, because I think he's Irish. But yeah, I believe he did... He was from Canada, I know, and he did officially move to the U.S. And I believe even while the series was going on, got his citizenship here.
That's why I like him, since I'm also from Canada.
What is Jason
Got a
going
plan.
down? Oh. Jason, I just love the way his mind just keeps working the problem, man.
And Ray's trying to untangle what his thoughts are.
So Jason has decided and said that we need to save these people because they are our
The
samples.
evidence. Yeah.
Mandy's working the line. Is it gonna work? Is it gonna work?
She's so persuasive.
I feel like I'm my it's not even an action scene. Your heart's like, are we getting it?
Well, and the thump of the music in the background, ramps your heart rate up.
Lisa, we're working the problem. So we embellish the details a little bit.
It's kind of funny how Lisa is to Mandy what Sunny is to Jason sometimes.
Oh yeah. We definitely have some fun moments between those two.
Yeah.
Who do you owe, Jason?
2 kilometers is not very big distance.
2 kilometers. How long
That's
is
what, a
2
mile and a
kilometers?
half? Maybe a mile and a half?
Yeah. Y'all move faster than I do. Okay, here we go. Intense
Tussle with
action.
people.
The way they film this and time some of these. Go, 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 go. Oh, we got an explosion. Jason going back in for the kid. I love that
kid.
part.
Just the visual of the explosions and them leaving.
Again,
so
they have
great.
so many different, like, we're looking at so many different views of these explosions going off. I love that shot of, like, Sunny as the thing explodes behind them.
Yeah.
Okay, but are we going to make it to Exfil? 'Tis the question every episode, but...
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
It's quiet. So
The silence again.
Yeah.
Oh,
the music
no.
starts.
Not the
I
little
didn't
boy.
make it. Just the look on Jason's face. Another death.
You know, it's really interesting because we start out this episode about, Jason's checked out, and not with the family. Yet I think in this moment, he is part of his dad part of him is right there.
Especially when he puts his forehead to that little boy's head. It's like, oh, your heart just aches.
We got a Ray and Mandy hug over new baby.
Racing scene.
Isn't it interesting how the child dies in Jason's arms, but now we have a new life born?
Yeah. You could have told me.
I trust that if he had told Ray, he would have gone through with the op just fine, but I also understand why Jason didn't want to.
I love that Ray understands. Him and Jason are a good team.
Oh, I almost forgot about these guys.
Post in the top 5 or whatever.
Or the bottom 5.
I'm sure both of them are there. Top 5 and bottom 5.
So who is on the bottom 5 list? Oh no.
Clay Spencer.
Oh, that's right. They said the very last guy gets cut for sure, but
Yeah.
you're also on like this kind of watch if you're on that list.
Some hard looks he's getting.
Suddenly, that confidence just got knocked down a peg or two.
Yep. Because you have to be a team. You can't be just looking out for number one.
Isn't Adam technically used to be like Clay's leader or mentor early on, I think?
Yeah. Oh, it's such a great shot. The little family with the baby.
Little RJ.
And Jason coming home. Well, I guess that's not home. That's Nate's place still.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say. I always forget that Alana like sells homes or something.
Yeah.
How is work?
Good. Except for a boy dying in my arms.
It's so interesting how Jason is with Alana about work versus Ray and Naima. And I think that all has to do though with Jason being Bravo 1. It's a different role, which later on in the seasons there is a conversation between Ray and Jason about like,
Yeah.
wow, being team leader is different. Oh, he wants time with Mikey.
But look, he closed up the picture of Nate before he called Mikey over.
Mm-hmm. But is the issue of Nate actually going to be closed?
A smile again. We should count smiles. Jason Hayes smile.
Oh my god. I mean,
that was a good one.
We'd have to like pause and like get that picture. I mean, when is it? You know, it's funny. Like you'll look online, like SEAL Team. Be like SEAL Team. Maybe I want to do a post of like smiles, like Jason Hayes smile, and it's like you can barely find anything. I'm like, I know he smiles in there or grins or something or another, but that was the episode 2 of SEAL Team, Other Lives.
I think my favorite smile was the 50-50 with the doctor this episode.
Yeah.
That was 50-50 on the doctor.
That was pretty good. I'm trying to think. What was another good? What did he smile in the briefing room when they first got briefed right at the end when he says to Manny,
they
like,
take you to the nicest places.
Yeah, that might be.
There were some good ones. Well, yeah, maybe that'd be the number 1 in this episode. Then the doctor number 2, and then the one for Mikey number 3.
Yeah. Okay, we can go with that. Yeah. Or and another favorite part is like, you know, after he gives everyone the ultimatum, he kind of does like that little smile, smirky thing, like, oh, it was 50-50, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, the 50-50 for the doctor.
Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, that was episode 2. Another such a powerful episode, you know. I mean,
well, and the title goes really along too with other lives. He had another life with Nate that's gone now, a life with Alana that's slipping away. Then he's in Syria with people who, you know, are fighting for their life.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting symbolism.
Yeah, I think, yeah. I thought it was always interesting too. Like, I know a lot of shows do like, you know, episode titles, and normally I think they try to work that in. But like you just mentioned here, Other Lives, you know, we really start to see, for Jason at least, that the battle of like the two worlds, and you know, how coming back from an op, you know, he's back but not really back yet, and
how his work, all he can say is great when it really wasn't.
Right. And like I think, you know, again, I think you start to see like the way Jason comes back is a little bit different than how Ray comes back. Like Ray comes back and he's a little more ingrained with his family, and like, you know, he's
and grounded. Well, and that's the other thing with the Other Lives too, is RJ being born. That goes along with it as well.
I mean, right now, I think early on in the series, we don't have a whole lot about like Sonny. I think Sonny's like kind of home life and what's going on comes a little bit later. That's a little bit more of a slower start. But here they definitely focus a lot about Jason and Ray and being home, and the contrast of both of those lives too. Like, you got Ray with a wife and, a decent life, good, yes, Ray and Naima have, their issues or, miscommunications, but compared to what, Jason's going through with Alana, where a lot of lines are blurry because,
Yeah, well, I think they concentrated on the two married people with families at first to
mhm,
show the balance of work and home.
right, right. So, but yeah, I mean, I hope people are enjoying this. It's very fun to go back and watch. There's a lot of things running through my mind of like, you know, oh, this relates. Like, I love recalling the moments that, like, what, 6 seasons later amount to, something or another. So,
Just remembering how they were in the beginning as a team and how well they work together, how much they trust each other, and that theme goes along in every season.
yeah. And I
I mean,
think at
there's some strained trust issues later on, but it's always
oh,
the
yeah.
underlying thing there.
I mean, like, I think you have to. I mean, in the beginning, you have to kind of have like this, seemingly well-oiled machine, and then slowly you work in like the more drama part of it. I mean, when you go
Right.
7 seasons, you can't have everything being hunky dory, I guess. So,
Gotta have some good drama in there.
right, good. The key word being good drama, though.
That's right. That's right.
So,
That's a
but
good
yeah,
foundation they've set for the team and what they're going through for sure.
yeah, and like I mentioned before, I think like the cast in general really just I think
Joe.
they feed off of each other so well. And again, I don't know if that might be like even a David Boreanaz thing because I think when different people bring energies in, then
Yeah.
it's like everyone feeds off of it. Like no one wants to just like put 50% in. Everybody wants to put 110% in. So
Even
and
in the talk, with Mandy and Blackburn working the phones and Lisa asking the questions and trying to figure out, information and troop things, they just really had a great groove going with both the team and talk.
oh yeah, I love OG Talk. I think we
Yeah.
get them for the first 2 seasons in full, definitely, and then it's a little limited in season 3, of course,
Yeah.
and of course the inevitable. But I mean, those three, seamlessly. Like I loved how we are on a plane, and it's like you're looking at Lisa, you're looking at Mandy, you're looking at Blackburn, but then you get a nice like back shot of all three of them, just kind of like
Yeah.
are we gonna be able to pull this off? And then
Uh,
like coincide it too with like on the other flip side of like Jason, he's still working the problem. Just because you told him no doesn't mean he's gonna take no for an answer. So
well, I love that they're all working the problem from different angles, and that's what makes them a good team.
it comes back to like the balance, I think, like you talk
Yeah.
about, not just between like the team and dealing with their family, but even like on all aspects of an op. You have Mandy, who she's not Navy, but she's CIA, and she brings the intel, builds the packages, and then you know the rest of the team and everything, they have to come together with the coordination. But like I said in that briefing, it's like, oh, so, we're not going to be able to just helo in, right? And she's like, no, because we have XYZ, we can't get
Yeah.
clearance to do XYZ, blah, blah, blah. Blackburn's like, we see Russians around, so
Yeah.
DOD's never going to do this. And
They all have an integral role and they all bring different knowledge to make it a full package.
right. And it's just so fun to watch the wheels turning on that. So,
That's what makes it a great show.
right. But yeah, that was episode 2. We hope you enjoyed it. We can't wait to be back again for episode 3. We're gonna try and keep this on like an every couple weeks thing, so we're not like out here lingering for a long time, even with our busy schedules. And so
It's fun
let
to hang
us.
out with our SEAL team
I
family.
know SEAL team. I miss the SEAL team family sometimes. I know some of you I still talk to, and like we talk about other topics and shows and stuff, but like I said, I do miss the little parties of everyone getting together. So this is kind of a makeshift way of doing that
Yeah,
again. But
a
yeah,
fun way.
watch the episode. Let us know how you like it. Share it. Tell your friends, family. If you
Yeah.
if you know people who didn't even watch the show, like tell them to watch the show with us talking over it. So maybe it'll make it a little more fun for them. But
Well, I sure
and
appreciate everyone joining us.
yes, thank you very much. And until next time.
We'll see you then.
Jazz and Julie out. Bye.
Bye.